YouTube, what's going on? This video is going to be talking about why it is that you aren't able to sing and play guitar at the same time. You might have heard the advice that goes something along the lines of, well, just learn both parts. Just learn the singing, learn the guitar, and it'll just happen. You know, like you'll learn them so well you won't have to think about it, it'll just happen. And maybe that advice hasn't worked for you. So I'm going to actually give you a different way of thinking about it here. What you really need to do is you need to think of it as one activity. You're a guitar vocalist, you're a singer-songwriter, you're not just a singer who's trying to play guitar. For instance, you wouldn't tell a drummer, hey, could you please play the toms while playing the hi-hat, while playing the bass drum for me? They would say, can you play drums for me? Think of it the same way. It relieves some of the pressure. But basically, here's how we put the same thing together. So, if I take a song like Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers, this is the perfect example because it just starts out really simple but can get quite complex. And it's also not the same person singing and playing it when they perform it. So, if you just start with a verse. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. So, right there, all I did is just strum the chord, okay? It's quite easy to do that, right? You just strum it at the right moment. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. That's simple. All I did, step one, is identified what are the underlying chords to the rhythm. However, afterwards, you need to add an actual rhythm to it, right? So, the correct rhythm is this. Now that's a little bit harder. So what you need to do is you need to take it in baby steps. First, after you've been able to identify the chords and strum once, try and add a simple rhythm. Simple just means something keeping time, something easy. So sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Simple. After that, what you gotta do is you gotta play a simplified version of the actual rhythm. Just strum the chords, but strum them to a correct rhythm. So, the correct rhythm again is this. But what you could do instead is sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is a city I live in, the city of angels, and so on. Now, what you need to do is, in those little pauses, you gotta identify where you're not singing. You have the opportunity to add guitar. You can add some flavor to it. So, following that same thing I just did, sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend, and so on. So I just added these because I can, because I'm not singing. I don't have to coordinate two things at once there. It's just one thing. So that's part of it. That's part of the performance. And now, right there already, with these steps that I took, I actually have an okay version of the song. I could keep going like this. But if I want to do the 100% correct thing, I have to hard code it. I have to imprint my guitar on my singing or my singing on my guitar. So I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like from start to finish, starting with the simple to the complicated. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. That was just a mixture of, the very, very simple stuff to the adding a bit of flavor stuff. Now I'm taking it up a notch. I walk through the streets and she's my companion. Walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me windy. I never worry, now that is a lie. Let's slow that down. Step 1. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Easy. Step 2. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Still pretty simple. Step 3. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Step 4. Add flavor. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Step 5. I walk through the streets and she's my companion. Let's slow that last one down. I walk through the streets and she's my companion. I am imprinting the guitar on my voice. Okay, I'm gonna just speak the words like that again. I walk through the streets and she's my companion. Right? So I just slowed it down and I'm actually hitting it at the exact moment that I'm saying it. It's 1. I'm hitting the hi-hat while hitting the toms, you know? And now the thing is, I have to do that to a metronome, to a drummer, to a rhythm, so I can put it all together. I don't have a metronome on me, but you get the idea. You have a clicker, so you can practice this. I walk through the streets and she's my companion. Walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me windy. I never worry, now that is a lie. You can do this with the chorus too. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way, and so on. So that's, in a nutshell, how this is done. To recap, find the chords. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Now do the chords with a simplified rhythm. Sometimes I feel like my only friend. Step 3, play the correct rhythm this time, is the city I live in, the city of angels. Now the correct rhythm with flavor. Lonely as I am, together we cry. You know, just adding little things like that, which are actually in the song, by the way. And then the next step is, I walk through the streets and she's my companion. Now, I know that step seems like a leap, but if you really slow it down, I think that I've given you enough to work with to actually have a method to learning to singing and playing at the same time. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and until next time.